It is that time of year again. We're going to go over the NASCAR playoffs and my predictions for the championship. This should not be controversial at all. But here we go. Number one, round of 16. Four guys I have going out. Bubba Wallace, Ross Chastain, Ryan Blaney, and Michael McDowell. Bubba Wallace, I feel like this is kind of a slam dunk pick. He's not really the best at Darlington. Kansas, he's great at, but I just don't see him winning over guys like Hamlin and Larson, maybe, or Byron. Blaney, I feel like this is also a slam dunk pick because Ryan Blaney, ever since that Coke 600 win, he has been garbage. Like, I haven't seen him anywhere. So, yeah. And then Michael McDowell, I feel like this... McDowell's been great this year, but I just don't think he is going to do anything. Like, Darlington, he's not good at. Kansas, he's not good at. And what was it, Bristol? Just not a lot to go off of, really, because he's never running good in these races. Anyway, round of 12 eliminated. We've got Ricky Stenhouse, Kyle Larson, Brad Keselowski, and Christopher Bell. I think Ricky Stenhouse, well, if he makes it to the round of 12, and, if he makes, the round of 8 really is the ceiling for Ricky Stenhouse. Because if he makes the round of 12, then he can win Talladega and make the round of 8, but that's not going to happen. So he's going out here. Kyle Larson, I just don't see it this year. It's like last year. He's wildly inconsistent. He has way too many DNFs. And Brad Keselowski, I feel like his ceiling could be a championship 4 berth. He's not going to win the championship this year, but what a season it's been for him. Bounce back year. He's finished, 5th in points? Incredible stuff. And then Christopher Bell, not really much to say on him. I just don't see it for Bell. He's been nowhere, really, since that Bristol Dirt win. He was leading the points after that win. And he's been nowhere. What happened, C-Bell? Where have you been? Round of 8 drivers, not eliminated. Just to give you a refresher, we've got Denny Hamlin, Kevin Harvick, Chris Buescher, Tyler Reddick, William Byron, Joey Logano, Martin Truex, and Kyle Busch. Denny Hamlin, I think, is the second favorite for the championship. Harvick, I feel like, could get hot at the right time. Buescher also could get hot at the right time. He is hot at the right time right now. Tyler Reddick, another guy that could flip a switch and have a dominant win. That's basically been all four wins of his Cup career. He'll decide one day, I'm going to go out and dominate, and that's what he did for all 4 of his Cup wins. William Byron, I don't know what to say about him. I feel like he's inconsistent, but he's somehow 3rd in points. Coming to the playoffs, Joey Logano has really been nowhere this year. He's kind of like how Chase Briscoe was in the playoffs, where he would somehow find his way into a top 10. Martin Truex is the championship favorite right now. I expect him to do big things in the playoffs. And then Kyle Busch, another guy that could get hot at the right time, and if he is on his game, he is hard to beat. All right. And for the championship 4, these are the drivers that I have making it. Denny Hamlin, number 1. Denny Hamlin could easily have 7 wins. I say this every year. He has awful luck. He's constantly getting involved in other people's garbage. His pit crew constantly screws up. He's cut down on the pit penalties this year, but his pit crew has been doo-doo. Just awful this year. Number 2, Martin Truex. Not a surprise. The best driver in the Cup Series right now. Been doing very good. Him and Hamlin are going to make it into the championship. And for Joe Gibbs, he's got to be feeling pretty good because he's got a 50-50 shot of winning the championship. Number 3, this is a surprise to some of y'all, Kevin Harvick. I think Kevin Harvick is going to get hot at the right time. Just saying, I feel like that's going to happen. I think Harvick is going to get a win. I think Harvick is going to win Texas, He was probably going to win Texas last year if the tires weren't crap. He'll win Texas. I think he could easily win Martinsville and Homestead, but if Harvick just gets, if he can get into the round of 8 and just get a couple top 5s and top 10 maybe in the round of 8, he could find himself a no championship 4 berth. He could go out a champion this year at one of his best tracks at Phoenix. So if you're a Kevin Harvick fan, do not feel gloomy about these playoffs, but Harvick is another one of those guys that where if it goes wrong, then he could be out first round, like last year. Championship 4 driver number 4, Kyle Busch. You're probably saying, like, what the heck? You're leaving William Byron off the list, but like, I don't see William Byron. Like, I see him getting into the round of 8, but I don't see him winning at any of these tracks. I can see Kyle Busch easily winning at Vegas. He's always up front there. Yeah, but Kyle Busch is going to make it to the championship 4. Great season he has had so far. He's been kind of inconsistent ever since that Gateway win, but he can get hot at the right time, and I think that's what's going to happen. 4th place in the championship. Unfortunately, I have Kyle Busch. He's going to be hot at the right time, but he will only finish 4th at Phoenix. Number 3, to make it a Joe Gibbs championship battle between Hamlin and Truex, I have got Kevin Harvick. He's great at Phoenix. He should have won Phoenix in the spring if Harrison Burton wasn't messing around in 30th. But Kevin Harvick will get hot at the right time, but he just won't have the car to compete with Hamlin or Truex. It's been that way all year with Stewart-Haas, and I just don't think Stewart-Haas is a championship organization right now. And the championship battle, Denny Hamlin, Martin Truex, far and away the 2 best drivers. Denny Hamlin has been on a tear lately. That bad Daytona finish really interrupting a great streak of top 5s and top 10s, plus that win at Pocono. I don't want to hear that he is a dirty driver. He has wrecked one guy this year, and that was Kyle Larson at Pocono. But still, with this package, drivers have to make moves like that. You can't just... Look, Denny couldn't just go in there and pass him clean. He had to move him out of the way. Like, I'm sorry, but that's just how the racing works. Anyway, Martin Truex is the best driver in the Cup Series right now. And he's going to... I think Truex will win Homestead. He'll bounce back, get Homestead this year, and not get spun on pit road this time, but he'll win Homestead. And your champion, just like last year, is going to be Denny Hamlin. I said he would do it last year. He was 220 feet short, making it to the championship 4 if it weren't for that watermelon farmer guy, that Chastain kid, if it weren't for him. But this year's got to be the year. It feels like it. This feels a lot like 2021, where he was just getting top 5s every week and top 10s every week. It feels like this is the year, and I know he didn't bring the best setup to Phoenix in the spring, but the problem for Denny was, like, he qualified good at Phoenix, but he fell back, and he could never catch up, because at Phoenix, the package, unless you have, like, a miles better setup and miles, like, better tires, you're not going to pass anybody, and that's the problem with this package. They need to add horsepower on, because the racing is just bad at Phoenix. I'm sorry, but Phoenix should not be the championship round. It should be a great track like Kansas. I might be a little biased saying that, because I know Denny will most likely be the champion if it's held at Kansas, but I still feel great about his chances at Phoenix. They usually bring a top 10 car every year to that racetrack. He probably would have won 2021 if it weren't for David Starr just having awful parts and not spilling his brake pad onto the track. But yeah, Denny Hamlin will be the champion this year. Bookmark it. And we'll come back to this maybe at the end of the year to revisit how wrong or how right I was. I could be 16 for 16. I could be 0 for 16. So, who knows? I have an NFL Power Rankings video that I'm getting ready. We'll be doing that weekly. It should be ready before Wednesday and uploaded before Wednesday. So stay tuned for that. Thanks for watching, and feel free to subscribe and like, but you don't have to. But it's free, and I would appreciate it. Thank you, and have a great day.